All right, Enzo. So I apologize again for the delay. If you watched Sal's video at all, you probably heard about some things like that, just college and packing and all that stuff. So that's why it's taking a little bit while. So I'm gonna play your mechanics here real quick, and then we're gonna talk about it. Mainly, the goal today is just kind of talk about what you're doing right, and then talk about what I want to work on next time. All right. So, biggest thing I want to compliment you on here is watch your arm action here. Just watch your arm action. Very fast, gets to the point, and this is why I'm kind of okay with you taking this glove over here is because you make this arm path for your arm and you're able to create a lot of momentum and power from it. So that's completely fine. The biggest thing is, and I just want to see where we're at. So step one, we're good here. Step two, I want to continue to work bringing the ass to the plate, right? If you want to watch someone who does a really great job, watch your brother's video because he does a great job of bringing that ass to the plate and really getting in his backside there too. You started to kind of get into this backside right here. I don't know why it's doing that. You started to get into this backside, but I feel like we get so much more still. Like you're getting into the backside, but I feel like there's more that we can get out of it. And I don't know how we're going to get out of it, how to get more out of it. That's going to be the challenge for me is figuring out how we're going to do that. Now, the biggest thing about that is where that knee is going towards. And I just want you to think about when it comes to hitting, right? We don't want that knee to go outward. We want it to keep kind of in. So I want to try, and it's not really doing it that much, so it's not really a concern fully. Or actually, I never even saw this. This is something new. Watch this foot. Watch what it does. It moves just slightly in your delivery. So let's work on that next time, actually. Never even noticed that. You do that very, very slightly. Dang, I never even noticed that. Something you do really well, I will say, you do land really soft on this front knee, which is really, really good. That's why you're also able to generate so much velocity for your age. So that's really good too. Something, okay, this is another thing I do want to talk about because I don't even, I honestly might have to talk to my own pitching coach about it because I've talked to my pitching coach about Sal and what I'm seeing with Sal and kind of some things about there. Part of me is completely fine with you going this way, but I like us to continue to go this way if possible. And then once we get here, going to the side, which you're doing. I don't know. It's very tough. I'm not going to lie. This is a tough one because I feel like, and this is just my theory here, okay? And this is the thing about being a pitching coach. It's like being a doctor. You have to try out different things to see what works. This all works for you. And I really, again, I want to get in this backside here a little bit and bring the ass to the plate. Otherwise, I mean, you finish down, you throw towards your target. So honestly, you know what? Scrap what I just said. I'm okay with you finishing this way. I'm completely okay with you finishing that way. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually okay with that. I'm actually very okay. Very okay with that. So the big thing for you, Enzo, is going to be continuing to bring this ass to the plate there because you're starting to do it a little bit. You're starting to do it, but then you kind of center yourself back off, right? And then I think, honestly, the more I think about it and the more I'm seeing it, I really think your leg is actually straight on the back. It's just your foot is doing that. So we're going to work on that too because that's actually crucial for us to keep our foot there and use it as a driving mechanism because we have to have that foot anchored down because that's going to be our structural base. So we get there, we have a momentum, and I feel like we do lose just a little bit of power because we kind of shift it from there to there, there to there, there to there. See the slight difference there? I think that might just have a slight difference in it. So that's kind of the big thing about you, honestly. And I know I've talked about, and this kind of goes to the final part here, that I've wanted you to go more straight. And I will say, you do close yourself, you kind of come this way rather than straight. So that's something we can work on with that. But once we get to that part, I'm okay with you actually going this way. I'm okay with it. Because if you watch, and the more I watch it, the more I kind of am like, okay, I'm okay with this, because you finish down the middle and then you start to bring yourself over there. So that's fine. We just need to get this foot back in front of you rather than just a little bit to the right of you, if that makes any sense. We need to be more, let me get a good line here. We need to be a bit more like that's 0 degrees versus yours, if I go from this angle here, it's about a 5-degree difference. So that's the big thing for you. So next lesson, we're going to work on that. And I think I might have an idea of how to do that. But secondly, it's just going to continue to work on bringing your butt towards home plate, and then also anchoring this foot down. Those are the biggest things for you, Enzo, because you have really you and Sal both have very, very solid mechanics. Very solid mechanics, I will say. Both of y'all have a lot of potential, I will say. I will say that. And the way I look at it is both of y'all are very, very similar just because of the genetics. So whatever I'm getting out of both of y'all, I can usually, and this is what happens usually when you deal with people from the same family, when you're teaching them like how to pitch, is a lot of their mechanics are going to be very similar. Now, there's going to be slight differences, obviously, but when it comes to initial like base mechanics, we're going to have very much the same mechanics. So that's going to be the same thing. Now, obviously, the disclaimer with that and the catch-22 is I'm not going to have y'all do the exact same thing, because obviously what works for someone isn't going to work for the other. But I can pick and choose and pull from both of y'all with the hope that, okay, because they're related, there's a good shot that they're going to physically be able to do that. Now, if they're not, then we deal with that and figure out, okay, what do we do next to make it work? Other than that, that's really all I got for you, Enzo. Looking forward to working with you. I believe your mom said this weekend, or is when y'all were trying to get a lesson. But other than that, keep doing great. And go Bishop Lynch.